Nom de Plume. In a land where shadows swayed, where darkness touched the light of day, the peafowls lived in muted brown, yet one stood out in midnight gown. A peacock clad in Stygian plumes, his form shrouded in quiet gloom. The others scoffed and turned away, yet still his heart burned bright as day. Trapped within a world so plain, his vivid dreams would soothe his pain. Each hue he pictured warmed his breast and stirred his hopeful soul to quest. He raised his voice in solemn prayer, imploring aid from spirits fair. With lifted wings and beak upturned, he hoped his wish would not be spurned. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, grant a guise I may assume. Shimmer, sparkle, chase this gloom, dress me in a brighter bloom. The spirits heard his earnest plea, as morning crowned each flower and tree. A rainbow stretched from sky to land, its waiting colors at his command. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, be clad no more in darkest doom. Turn my feathers crimson bright, like dancing flames that kiss the night. The peafowls gasped in sheer surprise, as crimson blazed before their eyes. Not just a color, bold and raw, but courage rising without flaw. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, the world becomes my dressing room. Turn my feathers amber gold, like autumn leaves 1,000-fold. The peafowls marveled at the sight of amber feathers warm and bright, not just a glow, but joy made real, a laughter they could almost feel. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, grant me a sparkling star's costume. Turn my feathers radiant bright, fill my soul with morning light. The peafowls bathed within his glow, as glistening kindness seemed to grow. Hope returned where doubt had been, a gentle peace poured deep within. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, let verdant splendor sweetly bloom. Turn my feathers emerald green, so life and longing both are seen. The peafowls stared with softened gaze, as living green bloomed in fresh new ways. Not just a lush and lavish hue, but growth and yearning passing through. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, with azure grace my soul illume. Turn my feathers sapphire blue, and grant me wisdom calm and true. The peafowls hushed their voices low, as if the wind itself might know. His spirit stilled, his voice grew clear, his silence drew the others near. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, scent me with twilight perfume. Turn my feathers violet bright, as twilight's stirring dreamy light. The peafowls watched in hushed suspense, as violet wove its limerence. Not just a hue of fading day, but dreams that led the heart astray. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, let every virtue surge and bloom. Turn my feathers rainbow bright, let every color share its light. The peafowls stood in breathless awe at every glorious shade they saw. Not just a form of shining pride, but everything he held inside. And in their hearts a rising fire, a quiet, hungry, deep desire. To claim the wonder they espied, to wear his glory as their prize. He changed at will, each wish set free, a living tide of harmony. Yet still within his growing pride, a gnawing hunger grew inside. His passion started to grow cold, the praise too faint, each color old. He longed to blaze beyond the sun, till all would see him as the one. The ancient spell was overtaxed, its power soon began to wax. What once had been a gift of grace, now cracked beneath its fragile face. It shattered into blinding white too full of color, too much light, a brilliance sharp without control that swallowed feather, sky, and soul. The magic surged, untamed, unnamed, a silent storm of flashing flame. The forest paled, the rivers boiled, as color bled and peace was spoiled. The fields lay still, the skies went bare, no shade of life stayed in the air. A world once painted, rich and wide, was emptied of its vital pride. In lands of white and hollow gray, no colors remained on display. The peafowls wandered lost in fear, as silence settled cold and near. Yet in that world so stripped and torn, the peacock stood, though deeply worn, no longer crowned in shifting hue, but facing now what must be true. He bowed his head with quiet shame, no longer chasing praise or fame. At last, he saw with clearer sight how endless greed had snuffed his light. Green spread growth when freely given, blue spread peace like stars in heaven. Gold spread hope when it had fled, purple softness dreamers led. Red stirred courage in the heart, orange spread joy through every part. Each hue had meaning, pure and true, but none were meant for only you. When you see a peacock's feather, let its eyes remind you ever. Every shade and every hue belongs to more than just one view. He spread his wings with humbled breath and broke the silence left by death. The spell that once had ruled the sky unraveled softly as a sigh. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, free us now from colorless doom. Turn my feathers dark as before, let every color live once more. Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, no more pride shall feed my gloom. Share my hope and every hue, let them bloom again in you. With gentle wings and humble grace, he gave each bird a fond embrace, restored their hues, their natural art, and healed the world he'd broke apart. Warm crimson rose in petals bright, soft amber warmed the fading light. Rich emerald stirred the waking trees, bright sapphire danced upon the seas. Cool violet crowned the evening's glow, the rainbow arched in gentle flow. Each color found its rightful place, restored with time, with love and grace. The peafowls gathered all around, no scornful voices, no bitter sound. What once was pride had turned to care, a world uplifted from despair. The midnight peacock was chagrined because he knew that he had sinned. I chased a light that was not mine and lost myself in borrowed shine. Forgive us, friend, the others cried. No more shall we judge with pride. You showed us what we failed to see. True beauty lives in you and me. From that day on, both great and small, no type of plumage ruled them all. Each bird was loved for who they were, so tragedy would not again occur. In land where rainbows softly play and colors greet the break of day, the peafowls lived in bright array, each feather vivid in its own way. Nom de Plume, a deep dive. Thank you, everyone, for following Nom de Plume from beginning to end. I wanted to share the hidden meaning behind the story. On the surface, it's the tale of a peacock whose feathers are transformed by an ancient spell. But beneath the fantasy lies a story about identity, ambition, and remembering who we truly are. The title Nom de Plume is French for pen name. A pen name is an identity someone chooses to present to the world instead of the name they were born with. That idea is woven into the story itself. The magical chant, Peacock, peacock, nom de plume, is more than an incantation. It is a spell that asks the peacock to become someone else. With every repetition, the peacock sheds a little of its original identity and takes on a new one that the world will admire. The colors symbolize everything we gather throughout life: beauty, talent, success, wealth, recognition, titles, reputation, and even the expectations placed upon us. None of these things are inherently bad. They can be wonderful gifts. The danger comes when we mistake them for our identity. As the peacock grows more magnificent, it also becomes more dependent on the magic that created its image. It forgets who it was before the spell. Eventually, the enchantment becomes too powerful to contain. The colors merge into blinding white. White is every visible color combined. It represents trying to become everything at once, perfect, admired, and complete. Yet in possessing every color, the peacock loses all distinction. It no longer knows who it is. Then the magic shatters. Every borrowed color disappears. The peacock returns to midnight black. Many people see black as emptiness, but in this story, it represents something entirely different. Black is the absence of illusion. It is the self before applause, before titles, before expectations. It is the only color the spell could never erase because it was never created by the spell. The ending is not about losing greatness. It is about discovering that greatness never came from the colors. Perhaps we all have our own nom de plume. We introduce ourselves by our careers, our achievements, our wealth, our failures, our popularity, or the masks we wear to fit into the world. Those things may describe us, but they are not us. If one day everything you built vanished, who would remain? That person is your true name. That person is the one worth protecting. Thank you for reading, watching, and sharing this journey with me. I hope Nom de Plume reminds you that while the world may admire the colors you collect, your greatest masterpiece has always been the person beneath them.